Hello everyone. So today we will be looking at how to beat the bosses in Sonic+Tails, and we are gonna look at different methods of doing so. So for the first boss, you can stand here actually and just spam the jump button like this. Essentially what we're doing is jumping and then pressing the jump button again while in mid-air, and that allows us to use the insta shield, which increases Sonic's reach, so Sonic can actually attack enemies that he technically isn't touching if he's right beside them, or right under them, right above them. If Sonic is close enough to an enemy, then the insta-shield can give you that extra reach you need to hit the enemy, and that also temporarily gives you invincibility, but for a very short amount of time, but it still counts. So keep that in mind. Another way to do this boss would be to bounce on it, which is what we are gonna be looking at now. Okay, so here we are, and we are gonna be bouncing on the boss now. Well, Tails got in the way, so that isn't exactly a super reliable method if Tails gets in the way, but it works, technically. Another way to do this boss is also to get under it and do this. So if the boss's invincibility frames don't run out before you jump again, you can literally just do this and beat the boss this way. So yeah. For this second boss, the key thing is to be careful if you don't have any shields. And maybe you can get shields to do that, but that isn't reliable. So what it's meant to look like is this. So you start off with a few hits, then be careful here. And now hit the boss while making sure to not get hit by the flames, or at least not like knocked back by them. And also use the insta shield to your advantage here. And there it is. You can also use the fire shield. There's a fire shield here, and you can essentially use that fire shield to cheese the boss, and we are gonna see how in a bit. Okay, so let's assume you have the fire shield, so you can actually just do this. And then after the boss is dead, you quickly do a fire dash, though the boss must be dead. So you must get 8 hits before using the fire shield. And there it is. That right there is the second boss with the fire shield. Now for the Hydrocity 1 boss. You can start off with a quick hit here with the insta shield, and then you can hit the boss here with the insta shield if you time it right, and then get the other hit with the insta shield too, and there you go. So this is how it is meant to look if you do it right. So you get to that hit, get to this hit, get to this other hit, and yeah, there you go. Tails got a hit in, though you can use the insta shield if Tails doesn't help you out, and yeah. Okay, so for this boss, something you can do is position yourself here, and then spam the insta shield, or if you don't have the insta shield because you have an elemental shield and can't use the insta shield, you know, if you have the bubble shield, you can also do this. And there you go. Another way to do it is also to get right beside the boss, jump, and then once you see Sonic falling, you wanna start holding right. And there you go. Now if you wanna do the boss the normal way, you can get Tails to help you here if you have him. Otherwise, you can obviously take these things here to help you beat the boss, and well, yeah, that's it. Also, quick note before we move on to the next stage, if you're doing this with Tails and bouncing on the boss by getting right beside it, you wanna hold down too so that Tails doesn't grab you. Because if you don't hold down and you're under Tails, he will grab you. But holding down makes it so it doesn't matter what happens, Tails won't grab you after you jump off him. Okay, so for Marble Garden 1 mini-boss, if you have the lightning cube, you can use it to get hits on the boss. And then get the last few hits like that. Though otherwise, you can also use the insta shield here to do the same. You can also do this. So if you have Tails, you can use Tails assist and then bounce on the boss like this. Tails messed that up at the last moment, but yeah. So that's Marble Garden 1 boss. For Marble Garden 2 boss, if you're up here, you can go here and grab a lightning shield just before the boss. It isn't necessary, but we can do something with this lightning shield here. And that is to bounce on the boss like this. And then we just get to the last hit here. And there you go. You can also bounce on the boss using Tails to get right beside the boss, and then you jump off Tails, and when Sonic starts falling, then you hold right and down so that Tails doesn't pick you up. That's why you hold down if you're using Tails. And then you can do it with Tails. Though you can also use it with the insta shield, and we're gonna look at that. So as you can see, we can use the insta shield to hit the boss. And then there you go. So essentially, if you don't kill the boss this quickly, if you don't beat it and then it goes away, then it can come from either the left, above, or below, and then from the right. So like it changes directions all the time. So if it comes from above or below, you wanna be careful to not get hit, and if it comes from the left or the right, you wanna hit it from above. Well, same if it goes up and then from above or below, but like in these two cases, in the latter two, you have to be a little bit more careful. So for this boss, first things first, if the spinner ever goes to the bottom and then it gets stuck, then you can look up, and as you can see, it actually affects the spinner because it doesn't go as low. So if the boss fight ever seems like the spinner, if it ever seems like the spinner is stuck and it doesn't want to hit the boss, then keep that in mind. You should look up in that case so that it hits the boss. But anyway, let's look at how you beat the boss now. So you want to hit it in order to make it vulnerable, and then once it becomes invulnerable again, you hit it again, and then do that over and over. So in this case, the spinner got stuck, so we look up, and as you can see, that is it. That's the boss. Right there. For this boss, you don't want to have any shields. And you just wanna use the insta shield here to beat the boss like that. If you have the lightning shield, then you can do this boss a lot easier by just doing this. And there you go. Though you can also use Tails. And then get right beside the boss and bounce on it like this. So what we are doing with Tails is that we are obviously getting right beside the boss, then we jump, then hold down so that Tails doesn't grab us while we are hitting the boss, and then we move towards the boss. We move left since we are to the right of the boss. Once Sonic starts falling, that is when you should start moving. Because if you move any sooner, you're just gonna fall off and you're not gonna bounce on the boss. If you move towards the boss any sooner than that, before Sonic starts falling after jumping. And you can also use the insta shield to beat the boss. There's this cool thing you can do where you can do a jump here and hit the boss if you get it the right angle, but it is really hard to do. So you can use the insta shield here to beat the boss. And well, yeah. For this boss, there are multiple things you can do. You can use the lightning shield to either bounce on the boss or get quick hits in. So we are gonna get quick hits like this. Unfortunately we got frozen, but we still got a few hits in, and we can use the insta shield too. We can also do this. And we can essentially use Tails to get beside the boss and then bounce on it like this. Just like with the Ice Cap 1 boss. And there you go. That is the Ice Cap 2 boss. So you wanna avoid getting frozen, as you can see. But so long as you don't die, then you should be fine. Must it also be noted, once you get 6 hits and then the boss starts shooting the ice things to freeze you, you wanna hit it from the left side so that it doesn't freeze you. For this boss, you wanna lose any shields you might have if you're doing this without Super Sonic, and then you wanna spam the insta shield like this. And there you go, that's the boss. For this boss, you can spam the insta shield. And there you go. So now we've got 2 other bosses in this stage. So you wanna start off by hitting this boss from above like this, and hitting it with the insta shield, and being careful to not get hit, which is really hard. But if you can hit the boss from above, then that's the way to do it essentially. So we have no rings, so this is the perfect opportunity to show how to do big arms in that case safely. So you wanna hit the boss using the insta shield and be careful to not get grabbed. Then you wanna use Tails here and go the opposite direction of the boss and like avoid getting hit in general. Then repeat. And also one thing to note is that you can get a hit on the boss like this, but it is super risky and I don't recommend it unless you wanna beat the boss faster. Especially not if you don't have any rings. But yeah, that's it I guess. That right there is big arm. If you do a peel out and hold right on this spot, you can make it appear to a spot where there's a fire shield. And then you can beat the boss with the fire shield by just hitting him from under. But if you don't have the fire shield, you can do this. You can use the insta shield. So make sure to be careful if you're doing the boss this way. And you can also wait for the boss to essentially you can do the boss this way too. So you know, if you wanna do it safe, you can do this. But like essentially you wanna hit the boss while its flames aren't above Sonic. Essentially, if you're doing it this way, though it didn't work that well as you can see, but yeah, that's the idea. For Mushroom Hill 2 boss, if possible, you wanna pull this thing up using the left thing so that you can hit the spring and make it appear, and there will be a fire shield. So now you wanna make sure Tails doesn't get in the way, and now you wanna bounce on the boss and hit it 5 times, but Tails got in the way anyway. But if you have the fire shield, then the rest of the boss fight is much easier. But unfortunately, we didn't have the fire shield, so we beat the boss, thankfully. So you can use the insta shield, and also if you have Tails, Tails can get a few extra hits in. So you wanna avoid getting hit after the boss goes away, essentially. And that right there is Mushroom Hill 2 boss. For this boss, you essentially want it to hit itself and you're gonna see that whenever the boss is about to hit you, its eyes shine. So they start flashing. Whenever the boss's eyes start flashing, that is your cue to get off before it hits you. And there you go, that right there is the boss. For Flying Battery 2 boss, what you wanna do is hit it from the sides like this. So it moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times each time. And you wanna hit it from the side like this. And yeah, there it is. That is Flying Battery 2 boss. It is really hard to not get hit. But if you hit it from the sides, then you should be able to do that. For this boss, you wanna stand right beside it in order to anger it. And then you just wanna go here and wait for it to follow you. And just get it to fall into the sand. Like that. So if you stand on the very left border, the boss isn't gonna hit you, just barely. Just barely in Sonic 3 Air. And yeah, for this boss, if you don't have any elemental shields, you can use the insta shield here to get quick hits on the boss like this. You can use the insta shield before making the boss vulnerable, so that you go inside the boss once you make it vulnerable and are able to spam the jump button to get hit. But you can also do it a little safer here and essentially do this. You can get on its arm, hit it without using the insta shield here to make it vulnerable, but not go inside it, and you can get hit like this. And there you go. That is the boss right there. For Labyrinth 1 boss, you wanna make sure to not have any shields whatsoever. Then you wanna spam the insta shield to get rid of these two things. Like this. So now, this thing you can hit it two different ways. So you can spin dash beside it like this, or since it moves up and down, it moves up 5 times and then down 5 times. So once it has moved 10 times in total like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you can jump on it like this. So that's 2 ways to hit the hand. For this boss, if you have tails, you can use tails to avoid dying on this part. This boss is really hard the first time through. So there's nothing to be ashamed of in dying in this boss. You should make sure to either use tails if you have tails, or to be careful where you land. So here, for example, you could use tails. And now you wanna land here, jump here, and get this fire shield before going down. And so long as you keep this shield, it will allow you to not die on this part. So be careful to not get hit. Stand in the center after the lava cools down. and in general, just try to keep the fire shield, and it will allow you to beat the boss if you wait it out long enough without dying. You can also use Tails if you don't have the fire shield. And there it is. And then you hit the capsule, and that's level 2. Here we have Knuckles. So you wanna start off, so you wanna start off by having Knuckles go here, and then you wanna do full jumps, like this. You can also knock Knuckles back to make the fight faster, like this. And there it is, that is Knuckles right there. So for the first boss in Sky Sanctuary, you wanna hit it with the insta-shield like this. And be careful to not get hit by the spike wall. And if you do this, it is harder to not get hit, but the insta-shield will make it much easier. And there it is. So for this boss, it is harder to maintain shields on this boss, so let us assume that you don't have one. You can use the insta-shield here to make the boss much easier here. And yeah, there it is. That's the boss. For the last boss in Sky Sanctuary, you wanna make sure to not have any elemental shields, so that you can spam the insta-shield and do this. So long as you have ranks, you can essentially do this without worrying too much. And there it is, that is the boss right there. Okay, so for Red Eye, and sorry for the background noise, first off, you wanna get to this checkpoint by doing this. And then you wanna essentially fight Red Eye. So first things first, you can hit it from under using the insta-shield, or making sure to be careful not to get hit, which is really hard. Make sure to keep your ranks essentially. And now for this phase, you wanna hit Red Eye and then try to stay here while looking down so you don't get hit. Then hit Red Eye again. Then camp here. You can camp on the opposite side of where Red Eye is until Red Eye calms down, and that way you can kind of do the boss fight. The boss fight is hard anyways, but so long as you keep your ranks, you can do it. You can also do the boss this way, with speedrun strats. You can bounce on the boss using Tails while making sure to hold down in order to not have Tails pick you up. And then you can bounce on the boss again and get 4 hits before getting hit, and then grab the ring, camp here, then hit the boss, then camp again, then hit the boss, camp again. So overall, that's how you should try to do Red Eye. And there you go. There it is. So for this boss, what you wanna do is get an inverted gravity, start a spin dash, and then hit this, jump. Hit this and jump. Hit this and jump. And just repeat this until the boss is down. So once you get this meter down, this boss is one of the easiest in the entire game. So you just do this, and there it is. Now onto the final boss. So for the final boss, you wanna start off by just holding spin dashes here in order to get hits on the fingers safely. You can also jump on the fingers, but this is one of the easiest ways of getting hits in, and also one of the safest. So this is slow, but it gets the job done. And now for this part, you wanna get 2 quick hits and jump and get a hit from above, and then repeat again. This also works as Sonic and Tails, but Tails can mess you up, which is why we are explaining this as solo Sonic. So now we get the last few hits, making sure to not fall off. So be careful here, because it is easy to fall off. And there you go. And now, as for the final boss, it is the same as both Supersonic and Hypersonic if you have all the emeralds. The true final boss anyway. So you can mash the jump buttons to go faster here. And essentially you wanna get as many rings as possible to avoid dying. And at about 16 seconds you wanna go up, and there's a lot of rings there, as you can see. So you just keep trying to get as many rings as possible. You know, if you can avoid the missiles too, because they slow you down, and it is beneficial to avoid them, though they are hard to avoid. So now you want to get the boss to hit itself by going around. This is hard to do, but you can essentially go around and get the boss to hit itself like this. It is hard to do, but it works. And there you go. So now for the final phase, just like at the beginning, you wanna get as many rings as you can, while also making sure to beat the boss. So you wanna just try to last for as long as possible without dying. And also avoid getting hit by these things because they slow you down. And there it is. That right there is all the bosses in the game. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this useful.